જરા તારા ઈમેલમાં જો ને તને કે બી આવે છે. Hello, can you hear me, guys? If you can hear me, just press the like. I can see 8 people are on this chat.
Yes.
If you can hear me, just press the like. I can see 8 people are on this chat. Okay, Mickey can hear me. Maria can now hear me. All right, Mickey, now log off. All right, welcome, guys. This is just a quick chat to talk to the Platinums about yesterday's fiasco and today's late start. It so happens that I am not technologically as fit as I should be, and that's why these few hitches. But I wanted to get it right before our next general broadcast. And I wanted to talk to the Platinums and above, those who are there online right now, about the business, about commitment, and about some things I read from Virat Kohli. And this is very interesting. It's in today's Times of India, so you can also read it. But there was a question asked to Shastri, and he was asked about Virat's journey towards excellence. And it's interesting what Shastri had to say. Shastri says that Virat's journey to excellence started in Australia 4 seasons ago when Virat got 400s. You could see a desire to strive for perfection. Now, isn't that what happens in our business? You know, a desire to strive for perfection. Every one of us who wants to be diamond and above will have to have this desire to strive for perfection. And until that happens, I don't think we can really move ahead in this business. I know that most of us have this innate desire for perfection, but we've not really sort of rounded it up or defined it or created a result from that desire, you know, without cutting any corners. A lot of us, I think, still cut corners, and that could be a reason why we are not really moving ahead in this business. So not only must you have a desire for perfection, but you must be willing to do the work without cutting any corners. No shortcuts, no this thing I don't like, that thing I don't like. None of those excuses, you know. The idea was simple: no room for excuses, nothing at all, you know. So that's the sort of thought process that we must get into ourselves if we really want to move ahead in this business. I will be using Zoom the next time for our smaller platinum meetings, because in Zoom I can get feedback, I can have cross communication. Right now, I think it is just one-way communication, and as I learn these technologies a bit better, our communication will certainly improve, right? Shastri says you could see him telling himself, I want to be the best in the world. Can we say that to ourselves? You know, we are in a market that is fantastic, that is huge, that is, I think, unparalleled in the world for the future. Can we say to ourselves, we want to be the best in the world, right? But for me to be the best in the world, this is Ravi Shastri talking about Virat, I have to do this. No compromise. No compromise. If I have to sacrifice certain things, I will do it. Now, in Virat's case, he had to change his diet, he had to change his fitness levels. He's got a very strict regime in terms of training, and he inspired the entire team to do that. Now, as each one of us as leaders take this role, I think decision to excel in our personal endeavor first, we will obviously inspire our teams to grow. And then that process is a phenomenal growth machine. And the problem is it doesn't work if the team doesn't do it. So if just one of us decides to do things, it's not the same as every one of us wanting to do the same thing. This year's IPL can also give you a clue. The Mumbai Indians won, but the Mumbai Indians didn't have a purple cap, they didn't have an orange cap, they didn't have any caps, but they won the tournament. And according to Virat and Ravi Shastri, it is because of the whole team wanting to win. And if we as a team, we the Platinums as a team, make up our minds to just excel at everything we do, to be the number one in what we do, I think we can work miracles. We can actually fill Brabant Stadium, which is what we want to fill, right? The point is, sacrifices have to be made. Sacrifices are never pleasant. We all know that in order to succeed, we have to get out of our comfort zone. And basically, getting out of comfort zone means doing things you don't really like to do. All success, I think, comes that way. Our parents did teach us that initially, and we didn't take kindly to what our parents wanted us to do. But that is how we got success. We didn't want to study, but we did study, so we succeeded. It wouldn't have worked if we just didn't do anything at all. And those who didn't do anything got those results. We were talking just yesterday over dinner, and when you don't focus on a task, then you don't get the results. And vice versa, when you do focus on any task, the results are phenomenal. So can we look at that for sure, right? Virat Kohli was asked about cultures and values of the team. And Virat Kohli said something very wonderful. He said, we have to, in terms of professionalism, set the right example. And we as Platinums, I think, have to, in terms of professionalism, set the right example. And that is something each one of us has to sort of make a decision, putting team above self. The funny thing is, the self will benefit the most when you put the team ahead of you. So can you really look at these thought processes for yourself as we work towards wrapping up this financial year and starting the next financial year? And he says, you may have different personalities or characters, and all of that needs to be respected. But the one important thing is, not working hard is not acceptable. Not working hard is not acceptable. And the question I put to you is, do you really think you're working hard? Hard enough to be a diamond? Hard enough to justify, let's say, 1 crore a year in income? Hard enough to see the results you want to see in the time frame that you want to see those results, right? I think that should be the culture and values for Team Patel. Exactly the same as Virat wants for his Indian team. That we may have different personalities, we may have different characteristics, and we will respect the different personalities and characteristics. But the one thing that should not be acceptable as a leader in Team Patel is nobody should be able to say, we didn't work hard enough. If you just focus on this one idea, that work hard for the team, I think each one of us will excel and achieve our dreams. And the team, as a result, will also excel and achieve the team's dreams. We know that things are going to change next fiscal from starting 1st September. 1st June is the meeting. I hope you've started collecting your tickets for that, for those who have qualified. And all of you would have qualified for sure, according to the criteria. So book your tickets in your respective venues and take as many of your people as you can to catch the vision. A phenomenal start to a fantastic new year. For some of us, this year has been good. For some of us, this year has not been so good. But that's the business. There are, like any business, we have cycles, and each one of us is a business. Therefore, each business can have its own cycles. But we can make a determined decision to get rid of the poor flow of cash, the poor performances, by one little thought that we will outwork everyone else. Let's start with a figure of 1 plan a day for each platinum. If that's a couple, that will really make you 60 planners, and 60 plans gets you phenomenal results. So can you really, really commit to your future? Can you commit to our team that you will not let the team down? No individual will let the team down, and the team as a whole will grow. We have Goa coming up. Some of you need and are capable of getting many more people qualified and coming. Some people in your teams are already qualified but not committed. Maybe you can push that idea. Maybe that's the starting point for this whole blow up. But we have half a month left right now. What can we do in this remaining half of the month? A team can work wonders if working together. We all know the story of a single twig, and anybody is able to break it. And yet when those twigs are bound together, even a Pelwan can't do anything to that bunch. And we need to be sort of a team, a team that is really, really strong, a team that is really, really committed, a team that respects various professions and attitudes within it. And yet the one uncompromising commitment that the team will give is hard work. And this hard work will really make us go far. Hope you make a commitment now. Hope you carry out that commitment through the next year or two. And we look forward to walking on the beaches of the world together. Bye for now. Next talk shall be on Zoom, so that we can communicate with each other. All right.